I got into cooking to start off with because I wasn't allowed to leave home until I had a job, and I just thought the one thing I absolutely loved was cooking. Then I just realised it was something that I'd be doing for the rest of my life.
For both of us, cooking was such a big part. Food, preserving. We had a mother who had 7 children. She had to save money, and so we grew up with that. So it was really a natural progression, wasn't it?
We grew up with a lot of pickling, preserving in every single way. But it was such an innate part of our life.
There was no waste in our house. You know, we weren't allowed to waste. And I think that's become a very important part of who we are today.
So here we are at Government House, and as you can see, a huge assortment of bits and bobs on the table. Kirsten's with me today. We're going to have a great day of preserving, pickling and producing stuff with culture. So first of all, we've got the 3 main things are drying, utilising up dairy products and also pickling.
And the thing is with these, they're really simple recipes, aren't they?
They're very simple recipes.
So there's 3 really simple recipes that we're going to show you today so that you can do these at home.
Lovely, okay, well, we better get to work, Kirsten. So there's 2 types of different pickles. You still use a basic pickling mixture. We use the hot for things like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage and things like that because they're really sturdy vegetables and they actually have a hot pickle to soften them. But if we want a crisp, cold, delicious pickle, we can use it for small zucchini, small cucumbers. We can also use it for radish. So we use that in the cold way. So all you got to do is pour fresh vegetables with a cold syrup over it. Vegetables like this, you can put in with a hot syrup over it.
Yeah.
With a cold pickle, what you could do is you just put that cold pickle straight into your fridge and just keep adding to it. Generally with a cold pickle, you use things like radish, cucumber. You can use your cauliflower, but it will take a little bit longer to pickle, obviously. If you want to have a hot pickle, that's when you start using things like your Brussels sprouts, your bigger cucumbers, your pickled onions, things like that. Either way, they'll both, the hot and the cold pickle can be utilised in the fridge at all times. Which is why Kirsten's going to make up 8 litres of pickle, and you think, gee, that's an awful lot, but it just keeps forever, and you're more likely to pickle your vegetables if it's all there sitting in the fridge ready to go. So within Government House, we use this all the time. We pickle, we preserve as many things as possible. We've got pickled cabbages, we've got preserved lemons that we do, kohlrabi, as Kirsten mentioned, we've got green chilli chutneys. So there's all different ways that we've got of preserving. In the freezer we have our oils, which we do, and we also slow bake things like quinces, and we roast them down very slowly and we put them in between layers of glad bake and freeze those. So at any time we can pull up however many we need, serve it with venison, serve it as a cake, that sort of thing. So at all times we have a pickling mix made up, and we also have various spice mixes as well. I've been heavily influenced by Kirsten. Not only is Kirsten a teacher, she's a great educationalist, and you can really see that with the enthusiasm and the hunger her students have to learn.
Cut these up. I'm making sure. I wonder if someone could get the photo. You know, I say to my students, I feel really blessed to be able to teach you, and I guess for me teaching is about giving them the skills to take this on into the future, to be the next leaders in food preparation, food wastage, food security, and I'm absolutely passionate about it. The one thing they will go away with is they'll always remember that Kirsten said we must make sure we don't waste our food.
So I've got some dairy here, Kirsten, that actually needs using up. So the milk is just on its use by date, and you can use it after a couple of days. You can tell if milk's off, it tastes sour. Even then I've still used it, and I'm making an Indian paneer, which is a pressed cheese which you can fry and serve with lemon or a chilli chutney, which is what we're going to have for lunch today. And we've also got some yogurt that needs eating, so we've made, going to make a little labna here, which is just where the whey has been drained out. And don't throw out that whey, because that whey in itself can be used in muffins, scones, bread, things like that. That is delicious served sweet or savoury, or just spread thickly onto biscuits with our yoghurt that needs using. We've got milk that needs using. We've also, just by chance, got lemons that fell on the ground. They look a bit funny on the outside, but inside they're juicy and delicious. So we'll use that to curdle the milk for the paneer. Now, everything that we've got here is a great way to actually extend the life of your food. For instance, when you've got leftover, as I was saying, zucchini, tomato and eggplant, and you literally don't have a use for it, that will last the next few days and that's about it. But here, dried, that will last for months and months and months. The same with your dried fruit, that will last for months. So we've got apples with few bruises, doesn't matter at all. They've been brushed with a little bit of lemon and quince syrup on there, and that's for dried apples, beautiful for muesli, muffins, lunch boxes. We've also got some delicious dried pears, so our pears will be done like that as well. Another thing which people often forget about with doing dehydration is doing savoury food. So this is, I went in, that was sitting on the leftover trolley. So we've got tomato, we've got half a zucchini, half an eggplant. We've dried them, we've got it sitting there, and that is actually ready to be layered with a gorgeous, deep, rich tomato sugo, and we've got a beautiful vegetable bake. So that'll just sit there.
And I noticed, Ainstie, that you talked about putting the herbs into the oven, and I think it's really important because people think they've got to go out and buy a dehydrator, but you can actually dehydrate in the oven on a low temperature.
So we're back here, we've prepared everything, we've utilised up all our products that need using, our tomatoes, our yoghurt, our sour milk, etc., and our vegetables. How are we going to eat it? What are we going to do with it? A few ideas here. We've got the tomatoes, lovely and crisp, with a little bit of chew in them. We can get hold of the paneer, we put it on like that.
Crunch to the labneh and the bread and the beautiful star anise flavoured quince. Gorgeous.
So what we've got here is basically food that would have been thrown out. We've got a litre of milk that was at its use by date. We've got a pot of yoghurt that was at its use by date, just over it in fact. And as you can see, we've got this delicious meal which costs basically nothing. Pickles, very good for you, and it looks like summer on a plate, doesn't it?
Lots of different flavours and fresh and summery.
There'll be lots of different ideas on the Eat Well Tasmania website, so the basic recipes will be there and you can just build on them. So there's lots of different ways to use them all through the year as well. So good luck and happy cooking.